Hello, odd ones. Welcome to the Innsmouth case. Get ready for some narration and commentary as I read this story to you guys. It's a choose your own adventure, I believe, in which we are playing as a detective and we are being sent to the town of Innsmouth. Now, I've played the demo of this game, so I have an idea of how the first couple of chapters go, but I'm hoping to make different choices so that not only will you guys see something different, but also I get a different experience too. So without further ado, let's get into it. Boston, 21st of September. The last rays of sunshine filter through the blinds of your empty office. The pathetic stench of whiskey, cold cigarette smoke, and canned ravioli fills the air. The screeching tires and constant beeping of car horns out there on the streets tell you that it's gone 8 p.m. People are on their way home, finishing their day. You should join them. Alright, I will. You decide to stay at your desk or to go home. Well, I thought I had just decided to go home, so let's go home. You breathe a deep sigh. It may not have been a successful day, but at least it's over. You are looking forward to a classic Friday night, watching old mystery series at home in sweatpants and getting drunk on cheap booze. Since the early afternoon, you have been staring at the foreboding bottle of liquor at the other end of the room. Up until now, a vague sense of professionalism has kept you from drinking yourself into oblivion. Now, nothing stands in the way. Suddenly, you hear someone at the door. Say, "Who is it?" or don't make a sound. Let's just hide. It's time to go home. I mean, what could they want from us? You freeze and hold your breath. No, 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 no! Nobody will ruin your well-deserved evening. You're as quiet as a mouse. You listen intently. The woman just outside the door knocks again. Pesky clients. "I can see you through the window." Pretend to be a statue. Give up and let her in. I mean, who wouldn't have a statue of themselves in the room? Let's pretend to be a statue. This is messing with your evening's well-deserved relaxation. You're still not moving, so with a little luck, the stranger will give up and leave you alone. You hear the doorknob twist. The door handle is moving. You probably should have locked it. Say, "Who is it?" Hide under the desk. We went this far with the comical route. Let's keep going. Let's hide under the desk. Not on your watch. With cat-like reflexes and a speed you usually only reserve for eating chocolate cake, you dive under your desk. Your nose presses against the worn office carpet. You really should clean up at some point. You hear someone enter the office. "If you're trying to hide from your clients, you should make sure that your big butt isn't sticking out of your hiding place. Idiot." You hear her walk away. The door slams shut. She's gone. You did it! Hooray! Not only can you finally go home, but you also found some small change and a half-empty tobacco pouch under the table. What an awesome day! Today wasn't so bad after all. You look out of the window at the parking lot. A glamorous woman gets into a rental car and drives out of the parking lot at full throttle. You wonder what she wanted. Whatever it was, it'll have to wait until Monday. Finally, you stretched out on your couch. A black and white mystery series flickers on the TV. Your blood alcohol level has reached that pleasant point beyond no longer able to drive, but still well before everything that went in has to come out again. Next episode? The TV asks rhetorically. Sure, go ahead. Next episode. To serve men. You sigh. If only the supernatural would knock at your door. You sure as hell wouldn't miss that opportunity. We got a little bit of sarcasm. Let's call it a day. You reject the mission. Adventurer, thanks, but no thanks. Well, we've seen one failure route. I guess we start over. Alright. Let's see. I am going to just click through this until we get to the first choice. Not this first choice. I don't think this really matters. Let's decide to stay at the desk, though. Your day was long and frustrating. You're running out of ideas on how to handle the calls of people who want money from you. A cold shiver runs down your spine as you flick through a pile of unpaid bills. On top of the pile is a reminder from your landlady. You're 2 months behind on the rent. Ooh, better not turn down any jobs then. The next one is a 3-figure invoice from a games company for in-app purchases. Oof. You try to claim them as business expenses in your last investigation, but somehow your client refused to pay. Then there's a second reminder from your internet provider threatening to cut off your connection. You might take legal action because without the internet you can't work or live. You really need more in-app purchases, your lawyer, a cigarette, a little fresh air. Let's progress a little bit. More in-app purchases really feels like the way to go, but a little fresh air is probably what the game wants me to pick. You jerk open the blinds. Amongst the dust, the last rays of light shine into your eyes like a laser sight in a spy flick. It takes a few seconds for your eyes to adjust. Your gaze settles on the Horns and Hooves pub across the street. How many simple jobs this dive has given you. Jealous wives whose husband you had to spy on. All you had to do was lie in wait at the window and take pictures of them coming out of the dirtiest hole in town. You close the window before you see anyone you know. Guess I frequent there quite often, huh? You breathe a deep sigh. It may not have been a successful day, but at least it's over. You are looking forward to a classic Friday night, watching old mystery series at home in sweatpants and getting drunk on cheap booze. Already went that route. Sorry, can't do that again. Since the early afternoon, you have been staring at the foreboding bottle of liquor at the other end of the room. Up until now, a vague sense of professionalism has kept you from drinking yourself into oblivion. Now, nothing stands in the way. Suddenly, you hear someone at the door. Say, "Who is it?" The door slowly cracks open with a timid creak. The unknown guest pauses. Then, in a breathy and melodic tone, you hear a woman utter, "Hello." Your insides cramp. You suddenly realize that you haven't cleaned your office at all this year. I can relate. You quickly try to clean it up, invite her in. Well, in the picture, my office doesn't look that bad, and pushing things off the desk is probably not going to really impress her, so let's just invite her in. We'll be courteous and professional. Hello. By the light of the desk lamp, you now see more than a silhouette. A breathtaking woman lights up your office. No doubt older than 40, maybe even 50, hard to say. Clad in black, a skin-tight dress culminating in a décolleté that seems to defy the laws of gravity. I have no idea if I pronounced that word right. It's okay. You learn the best by reading, right? A smoky eyeshadow, as dark as algae washed ashore, blonde, coiffed, wavy hair under a dark beret. The faint light of the setting sun catches in the strands of her hair, and you wonder how many heads this woman must have turned during her prime. She's completely different from your usual customers. Nervous bankers with sweat stains under their armpits, convinced their wives of something going with the mailman. Every move she makes is calculated grace. Smooth as an eel, she walks towards you and sits down on the corner of your desk. Wow, that's kind of imposing. Determined, she walks towards you and sits down on the corner of your desk, which is a little bold, which makes you blush. Well, I already said it was imposing, so let's go with bold. Which is a little bold, without asking you first, but as a professional, you're not giving anything away. She seems to want to play the seductive damsel in distress. The quiet, amused voice of your subconscious is pleased that this stranger may be sharing your enthusiasm for film noir cliches. It's almost like quiche, but with a click. A far louder voice is surprised that this woman seems to think that a sexy pose and revealing clothes could win you over, and both voices agree that they don't like being manipulated. You don't think that the stranger perched on your table is trying to recover from a hard-working day as a lingerie model, and therefore you see no logical reason for her behavior. When she begins to speak, her voice is smoky and full of promise. "My name is Delilah Marsh. I'm looking for a private investigator. I was told you are one of the best." She extends her hand. Shall I kiss it? Tell her she's come to the right place? Decline? Of course I will find your missing daughter. Wow. Just get right into it, huh? So from the demo, I do know that she asks you to find her missing daughter. I feel like this option is new because I don't remember it. This is kind of interesting. All right, let's kiss her hand. We'll play her game. You kiss her hand and waggle your eyebrows in the same manner you've seen so often in those classic movies. This woman moves in higher circles and is used to luxury. You can tell by the strong smell of caviar she gives off. Ew. If you play this right, you might even be able to increase the fee for this case. Oh, pay off those in-app purchases, I see. What now? Keep flirting or get down to business? Let's keep flirting. We're gonna get all the money we can from you. Nothing is quite as attractive as a heroic private investigator, you think to yourself, while at the same time secretly trying to remove a piece of spinach lodged between your teeth. What's a smart lady like you doing in a disgusting office like this? I'm so suave. This is your office, Dahlia replies, bemused. You smile and nod slowly. Damn, you should change the subject quickly. Alright, yeah, we didn't really clean it up before she came in. And now, take her out for dinner, pay her a compliment. Oof. Let's pay her a compliment. Taking her out to dinner probably isn't the best choice when I know from metagaming that she has a missing daughter, and she knows she has a missing daughter, but the guy does not. So let's pay her a compliment. You lean forward and look deep into her eyes. You compliment her on her eyes, her dress. Well, I'm already looking in her eyes. But let's go with... we'll go with her eyes. You lean forward. Your visitor looks at you expectantly. Ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, you have the most beguiling eyes I've ever had the fortune to look into. I can't get enough of them. I guess we're dropping into a southern tone. I don't really know what voices I'm going to come up with as I talk along, so please encourage me. Dahlia absent-mindedly touches her cheek, a smile pulling around the corners of her mouth. Not bad. Go on about her eyes, go for the jugular. Is that literal? Let's go for it. You get up and walk around your table without letting her out of your sight for a second. The woman looks at the door tentatively, then back at you. She touches a strand of her hair and tucks it behind her ear. Oh. You take her hand into yours and say suggestively, $1,000 a day, plus expenses. True beauty. Is $1,000 a day how much I charge for some seductive services? Let's go with... Ooh, but we need the money. No, let's keep flirting. It's too late. It's too early to go up on full business expenditures. Let's go true beauty. For I never saw true beauty till this night, you whisper in her ear. She giggles. Oh, you. What happens next is a different story, and we won't go into it here. You know what happened. After all, you were there. Of course. We played Monopoly all night. When you wake up in your bed the next day, your hair tousled, Dahlia is gone. All that remains is an empty bottle of red wine, 2 open frozen pizzas, and a still warm video game console blanket. Yeah, we were playing online Monopoly. Involuntarily, you chew your lower lip at the mere thought of Dahlia's fingers flying over the console's controller. So precise, you've never seen anything like it. It was a dark and stormy night. The rain fell in torrents. On your bedside table, you find an envelope marked expenses and a photo of a strange-looking girl along with a handwritten note explaining your mission. Dahlia's little daughter has disappeared, and you're supposed to find her. An address for you to deliver her to is also cited. Nothing unusual here. A common case of a little girl running away from home after reading her first romance novel. Usually they hide at the edge of the forest or in a library. Should be an easy case. You don't have much time to prepare. A quick search reveals that only one bus goes to Innsmouth, and once a day. A pattern emerges in your research. The few new items related to this little coastal town are all about missing persons. In addition, you find some rather old-fashioned articles that praise the coastal town as a secret holiday destination. The best fish, untouched beach promenade, authentic fishing people are the reoccurring buzzwords. Dahlia has given you the address at which you're supposed to drop off her daughter as soon as you find her. She's also wrote down her phone number on the child's photo. You take another look at the picture before you pack your things. Oh! What? Isn't that Flapjack from the misadventures that there are? The next morning, you travel by bus or by hitchhiking. I don't really want to meet any serial killers. Let's go with by bus. That makes the most sense, right? All right. So this is the start of the next chapter. Since I kind of screwed up the beginning and I don't know how long I've been recording for because I forgot to set a timer, I am going to stop it here. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for clicking into the channel. Stay tuned for more coming soon.